allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Posting in accordance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. Any members of the public who wish to speak shall have 3 minutes. Do you have any? Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning, y'all. My name is Captain Samuel. I'm the new EMS director for TDMS. This is going on my 3rd week being in TIG now, and this is the first one commercial sport I can attend. So I don't have a card yet, but if anybody needs my phone number, email, I can provide that.
Glad to have you.
Yes,
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
His mother and daddy both raised him.
All right.
Now you grew up Groesbeck, didn't you? I believe you grew up Groesbeck.
You go.
Yeah, you grew up Groesbeck, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
But your mom and daddy both raised you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yep.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. Anyone else? If not, we will go to item number 1, which is bids for the courthouse roof.
Commissioners, Judge, so we went ahead and we bid out 3 different contractors, all top-end contractors in Texas. You know, very, very, very high-quality work. These are your design packets. So this has specifications into how they're supposed to bid the job, working requirements, materials to be used, design, drawing sets in the back. Everything from if they mess up stone and grass, they must fix it when they're done. You know, everything's lined out here. This is what was provided for their bid. So this is what we call the design book. Everything's listed out in there. 3 bids were received. FW Walton came in as the low bid. There's a 30 and a 40-year option. There's 2 extra items that we added into that bid. The original budget was $300,000 for the 30, $360,000 for the 40-year. FW Walton came under both of those. We went ahead and added a new roof hatch, a new ladder to get in there, so those are included in the bid. Just a new safety ladder so people can get up there safely. And then there was a concern that there might be some areas of the deck that might have to be replaced. So we went ahead and put in a $10,000 placeholder in everybody's bid. So in Walton's, there's a $10,000 placeholder in there. And then they gave us what they charge per square foot of replacing deck. So Walton's was $7.50 a foot. So unless they have to replace 40%, that number is going to cover all of the deck. If they have to replace less than that, you're going to get a reductive change order back. So that should be a full turnkey number, all done. We did tell everybody this is an emergency job. And so as soon as you guys make a decision, we'll have materials on site first full week of July. Hopefully have this wrapped up, you know, weather pending by 1st August.
So all of these are apples to apples.
Apples to apples bids. Okay. Yeah. Everybody bid the exact same
Okay.
specification.
I just verified.
Right.
Yeah. And you worked with Walton.
Yeah, so Walton's the one who did Anderson County.
Okay.
Tri-Lam did Van Sant County's courthouse. S&S did Red River's courthouse. So they all have, you know, courthouse experience, all very good. Obviously, I would just recommend taking the low bid at this point because we already did the vetting.
It's a good bit of difference.
There is a good bit of difference. Well, it's also, some guys are really busy already for the summer.
I got
and
you.
this is,
I got you.
hey, you gotta
we're paying that's a hurry up.
You're paying a little bit of a hurry up
That's a
fee
hurry
for
up
sure.
price, okay.
Yeah, you're paying a little bit of a hurry up fee on that.
You have to decide what's going 30 or 40.
Whenever, when the bids come in, do they have just one bottom dollar figure, or do they do different segments and it totals up to that amount?
No, it's a solid, it's a one turnkey number.
Okay. So we
Yeah.
wouldn't know exactly what the difference.
I can tell you exactly the difference is profit, because it's the same scope of work.
Yes.
It's the same,
Same material.
it's the same materials, it's the same scope of work,
Should
so
be. Mhm.
that would be profit. That would be your difference. So.
Well, it looks like to me it's kind of a no-brainer if we're gonna go, if we're gonna pull the trigger.
I mean, it's,
I mean, well, we can't have water dumping, I mean, that's,
Yeah,
we gotta do
I
something.
mean, I think that, for the difference of extra 10 years is worth that amount of money.
What, explain to us again, to make sure the difference between a 30 and a 40 year, is it another layer, is it different material?
It's a different cap sheet, so there's real technical piece, but it's a multi-ply system with a granular coating. That 40-year system, that makes the difference is that cap sheet has a different chemical makeup that gives it a better retention of granules, which is basically better UV protection for longer. That's why. So the way we do it is it's called a scrub test, the 2 sheets, and it's basically, you know, for systematically run, that sheet has the best performance on wear and tear. That's why. So it's a difference in materials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a weight difference?
Not.
So it's just a certain meal?
Yeah, it's a certain chemical. So one's laced with a urethane right through them instead of straight asphalt, and that urethane keeps that sheet,
Keeps elasticity.
keeps it better. Yeah, that's why it lasts longer. So.
That's $5,300 a year. 10 years, 53,000. You pick up about 81,000. For that this morning.
My deal, we're fixing to go, this whole renovation and this whole deal. I'm for fixing the roof good. I mean, that's what keeps things together.
Yes. I
And
agree.
I try to be conservative, but that's my opinion.
Never voted. I give you my opinion, now let's hear your opinion.
Well, for 30 years, that would be $10,000 a year. And then if we went on 10 more years and added 50,000, that'd just be $5,000 a year.
Yep.
So that's another way to look at it.
And if you look at it, the difference is, you know, tear off costs you the same. The labor costs you the same. The design costs you the same. All that stuff costs you the same. The difference is you're getting a little better material. So you could spend a lot of money and get a really bad material because you have to do all those processes too. So that's kind of the difference. It's better material versus work. Counties do both. Anderson County did the 40-year. Upshur County did a 30. You know, so it's, you know, but every courthouse does it a little differently. Van Zandt County did a 40. So it's you know, that's the kind of the difference. But dollar for dollar, year to year, your 40 is your best return on investment by far.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's better for the people that's here after we're gone.
Well, my deal is, we're redoing this made, I mean, and it'll be done right and hopefully last.
Somebody, whoever takes our places won't have to worry about the roof.
I make a motion to go with a 40-year roof on F.W. Walton Roofing.
I
That is a
second.
motion. And that is a
I will
second.
second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? None. Motion
Let's
carries.
fix it, do it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Speak to it.
If you would just email back Walton a PO, and then we'll schedule a pre-construction meeting with you, Mr. Lane, and get everybody on site, and where we're gonna stage materials
PO
and
for us?
and all that and get to work.
I'll get a PO.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we got, we can find the money somewhere, I assume.
We did.
It's fine time to think about
Is
it.
that a motion?
No, but it's fine time to think about it, but I know we kind of talked about it.
Yes, we
It's
have.
something that's gotta be done, you know. I mean, we ain't got a choice, we gotta fix the road.
I started.
Water's coming in.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, you brought another one in.
That's it,
Actually, we're one problem.
It's circled on that right there.
Thank you. Just in time.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Mr. Lane, I'll get with you on a pre-construction date so we can talk about everything. 'Cause we are gonna need some access, staging materials around the courthouse, things like that. So, thank y'all very much.
We usually, well, either do it off on the side, since we have the elevator right there, off on the parking area,
Yes.
or we have them in the back here.
Parking area would be good because we will
Lines
need,
back here, the
Yeah.
crane that have to come out this side.
yeah, we're gonna have this side because we don't want to damage trees. And this is the only clear shot
Yes.
on this side, so it's gonna be great. But we'll go over all that.
Yeah.
And I'll get that ladder put up front.
Get the ladder put up first. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
We're gonna need a W-9.
You're good.
It's
Yes.
a
Liam,
long
so we can-
Hey, the board on it, cut it, at a sawmill. I mean, they're not, it's not like that.
It's over,
Yeah, no, it's been re-nailed.
W9.
It needs to go to the museum.
When these
Auger, it's an
We
auger
need to
too.
take it to the museum.
Okay, sure.
Stick it to the board right there.
Yes,
It's not no doubt. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't like it very much.
Thank you.
I don't, straws, if you keep it cover covers, you know, the cheap ones, 200 pounds,
Steve.
250, and then they go there, we had a lot of them, 300 pounds.
Stephen,
Yes, ma'am.
we want to keep that ladder.
Do you want to keep the ladder?
Yes.
100%. You got it. Thank y'all. Would you like to keep the old roof and save on throwaway?
Well, I don't think that's historical. So we won't do that. All right, we'll go to item number 2. Item number 2 is the audit presentation by Kyle Heineman.
Okay. Good morning. I'm going to
Good
briefly review some of the audit highlights
All right.
from this year. So, the opinion is unmodified, and that is the opinion that you're looking to receive. It's a clean opinion, and it states that the financial statements presented in this report present fairly in all material respects of financial position and changes in financial position for the year ended September 30th, 2024. The government-wide statements are presented on the full accrual method of accounting. These statements take into consideration the capital assets and long-term debt, other long-term items as well. Net position is similar to fund balance in the governmental funds, but its net position is the government-wide portion of it. And at the year-end 2024, the net position was $19,763,982, which was an increase of almost $4.2 million. During the year, there was cash and investments. At the end of the year, it was $18.3 million in total of the $28.5 million of total assets. Capital assets net of all the depreciation was $7.1 million. Unearned revenue related to the ARPA funds accounted for $2.3 million of the $8.3 million in liabilities. And the current year ended with a net pension liability of $1.3 million and OPEB liabilities for $2.9 million. During the year, there were capital asset additions of about $1.8 million. And this was spread, fairly evenly among vehicles, machinery, equipment, software, and building improvements, some of which are still in progress. There are capital asset disposals during the year, vehicles, machinery, software, and equipment. And during the year, the county made principal payments on debt of $141,000 and added a new right-to-use lease, asset lease of $46,000 and software technology agreement arrangements of $293,000. Those two items, they're considered debt. They're fairly new within the last few years as far as governmental accounting goes. So that's why, if y'all don't think we don't have debt, those are new standards as of, 2022. And when you purchase anything on a long-term contract, even a copier that you use for 5 years and turn back in, it's now recorded as debt, on the books. So, that's where the debt, it's not the old leases for the old equipment that y'all use to purchase sometimes. The fund financial statements are presented on a modified accrual basis of accounting, and this is the method and presentation that the county uses to prepare and budget and plan for your operations. The general fund ended with a fund balance of $12.3 million, which was an increase of about $1.1 million during the year. The general fund revenues were more than budgeted by nearly $495,000, and that was primarily due to the interest income increase. The actual expenditures were less than final budgeted expenditures by about $1.0 million, primarily due to lower capital expenditures and lower dispatch expenditures. The county budgeted to decrease fund balance by nearly $700,000, but it actually increased by about $1 million. The general fund is in good position with fund balance. A good benchmark is 25% of the next year's budgeted expenditures, and the county is at almost 100%. So y'all are in a good position with any major.
One thing too, would it be that since we budgeted to use some fund balance, that's put in revenues, so it makes it look like we have more revenues than.
Well, we actually pull that out, and I mentioned to Karen, I know last year was a little bit late to kind of factor that into the budget, but maybe for the 26 budget, don't include that because we pull it out since it's not truly a revenue. So it'll show, the budget itself shows that you're going to decrease by what y'all plug into that figure. I mean, that's what y'all expect to do. So the road and bridge funds, they finished the year with fund balances of $523,000, $326,000, $214,000, and $619,000 for precincts 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectively. These included increases of $152,000, $77,000, $29,000, and $199,000 for each precinct respectively. Revenues were higher than budgeted for precinct 1, primarily due to the higher interest income and charges for services. Revenues were lower than budgeted for precincts 2, 3, and 4, primarily due to lower property taxes for precinct 3 and intergovernmental revenues for precincts 2 and 4. Expenditures were lower than budget for all precincts, primarily due to not spending the fund balance carryover. And again, that's a little bit different because y'all look at it, the commissioners look at it, well, okay, because fund balance, we're going to spend our fund balance. You kind of also plug that into the revenue side of it. We pull out the revenue, but you can spend that fund balance carryover as expenditure, so we leave that in the expenditure line item, which is why y'all wound up not spending it. So that's the main reason why the expenditures were lower. The road and bridge funds also ended with healthy fund balances. Precincts 1, 2, 3, and 4 had 39%, 27%, 17%, and 41% respectively of next year's budgeted expenditures. So all in all, the county is in good financial position. Operations should continue. Are there any questions?
Other than the one I asked you earlier.
Looks like you got your funds. You have $619,000 fund balance, so you're feel pretty good.
Yes, sir, I appreciate it. Thank you for getting it from the other three.
Most of it come from three. Just three.
I have no comment on that. Any discussion?
Will we be in another audit this coming year, or for the year we're in now, for this fiscal year? Is there anything that's triggered
Anything new, different?
I don't believe so. I mean, we plan, for the next audit, be maybe even a little bit earlier, next year.
That would be good.
Coming February to March, maybe March or, so, I mean, that would hopefully be the goal.
That would be good. We have a motion to accept the audit.
make a motion to accept the audit?
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None.
Thank you all for
Appreciate it.